I was a good student, no problems other than some attitude as a teenager. You go to high school, you go to college, graduate, that's it. 4 years. You don't take time off. My story started with church. I was baptized at 3 months and did confirmation at 12, standard protocol.
You tell me that it's getting better.
My grandfather and my uncle were both Methodist ministers when I was young. My mom raised me in church.
I'm haunted by you.
At the beginning of high school, I found Mount Hope. I became active in the youth group and the girls' Bible study. I went on mission trips and retreats. I connected more with the messages, and my personal faith journey began. As I was finishing high school, I was invited to the young adult Bible study that was just beginning here. It was so refreshing to be challenged by people that were new to me. I learned from their experience of people older than myself. I felt as though my faith was quite strong at that time, until I left for college. I loved my school, but I didn't quite click with the Christian groups, and I couldn't find a church that I could attend regularly. College isn't exactly a place built for faith building, but everything changed in January of 2013. 1 week into my second semester, and I had a cold, and I nearly passed out in class. The first doctor assumed I had mono because I was a college kid. The next doctor ran even more tests and said I had the flu. A few days later, it turned out I had pneumonia also. She suggested that I take a leave of absence from school. And I couldn't believe it. I was still feeling it worse, and there was more tests. At that point, I was really scared. I cried out to God to protect me, and I was afraid of the unknown, but even more afraid of knowing. 10 full days after testing, we got the news that I had Lyme disease. At this point, the doctor again recommended withdrawal from school. It was busy, and as much as I wanted to get back, I realized with some advice that my health was more important than conforming to the social time frame of 4 years in college. It was the most trying thing I've ever gone through. There were days then, and there still are, when I wonder why God had to let this happen to me. But the months after were a blur of doctor's appointments and medications. Sleeping on a couch while my mom had to watch and make sure I was breathing. I can see now where the blessings have come, but I'd still never wish this journey on anyone. I spent 4 months in physical therapy, aquatic classes for a year, 4 months in occupational therapy, 2 more months in PT, and yet I'm still not at my previous capacity. I've learned a lot, but I still get angry on days when nothing's in my favor and the pain's unbearable. I lost a lot of friends when I was suddenly gone from school, and even family who couldn't understand that my illness is out of my control. People think I'm faking it and that I don't look sick. They have said my mother is enabling my laziness. Those times were tough, but I can honestly say I wouldn't have gotten through without support. She has done everything to help me. Of everyone I know, she knows how it really is for me. I was able to connect to a church family and my Christian friends who stayed with me even when others left. It was isolating and debilitating, and it's tough to be separated from who I once was. I was an active 20-something college student who was going on missions trips and building houses and doing all sorts of things. I've had to reevaluate who I am and who I could be with my new illness, even in the church, but I have been able to work in other capacities. I have started children's ministry through the Bread of Life, and I've been able to invest in the kids in my family even more. The social consequences were tough, but I have been able to reevaluate what God wants me to do. I have taken that gift of working with kids, and I've chosen to pursue occupational therapy. It can feel so demoralizing to be unable to cut your own food at dinner, and I know how that feels, and so I can help others. As much as there are times when I would like to erase this or cure me, I have to say that it has been positive to sympathize with people who have some sort of illness. I know what it's like to lose everything except for God, and I can certainly say He's the foundation that's been there through all of this for me.